I'm a little confused on what to think about post scorers. In this video, I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything, but I set out to play like a post scorer with a bunch of my archetypes, including my sharpshooter and my point forward, and I wanted to see how successful I can be. I want to see if there's anything special about the post scorer that can't be replicated with other archetypes. Let's get into it. Throughout this video, you're going to see background clips of both drop steps, fades, me just trying to play like a post scorer here with my sharpshooter and later with my point forward. Drop step to the right. Some of them just have no clue how to defend it. Alright, you gotta give him that. But other ones, they just got beat. The first thing I want y'all to pay attention to is Hall of Fame Limitless Range. Right now you're looking at my sharpshooter. Look at the shot meter. Pay close attention. No matter where I go on the court, because I have Hall of Fame Limitless Range, I don't lose any shot meter. It helps me fade from any distance. Now you're looking at my post score. Once you pass the free throw line 15 feet away from the basket, it starts to drop for you. Initially when I made this post scorer, and this goes for all post scorers, if you don't have, you should max out your mid-range 100%. It is an absolute necessity, because without a maxed mid-range, if you go even remotely far from the basket, your ability to fade deteriorates. So initially I made this build thinking I was going to be able to hit high post fades. And now I'm realizing that because we don't have Hall of Fame Limitless Range with post scorers, it becomes impossibly difficult to fade from 18-20 feet away like Jordan or Kobe would have. And probably the most infuriating thing is, in the past 2K has had post fade badges. Now they give you bruiser and brick wall. I don't understand why a post scorer needs brick wall. Because there's no post fade badge. That means that if you have a sharpshooter, or if you have Hall of Fame difficult shots on a shot creator and you max out your post fade, you can literally, no exaggeration, shoot better from the high post than a post scorer can. Because Hall of Fame difficult shots and Hall of Fame Limitless Range are much more valuable to post scorers than any badge a post scorer has when it comes to the post fade. You've seen it on my channel many a times. Your attributes don't mean nearly as much. I'm not lying when I'm telling y'all I feel more comfortable on the high post fade with my sharpshooter that has a 65 post fade than with my post scorer that has a 94. The last point I want to make about this post fade is, if you're a faster player like my sharpshooter, you actually get up into the animation and finish it faster than your post scorer would have. And so I actually feel more comfortable because you're releasing it quicker, it's tougher to contest, and so I'm more agile. And I have a 6'6" post scorer, he was meant to be agile. So if you're a big man and you don't have the advantage of height, if the guy you're guarding is your height, then I don't even know. You have to be close to the basket for a post scorer to be effective. And I'm just speaking specifically with the high post fade here, it's not as good as it should be. But luckily for post scorers, that's not their best attribute, right? The thing people use post scorers for is Hall of Fame drop step. That is one deadly fucking badge. It's part of the reason why to start 2K for a long time, I had post scorers as one of the best archetypes in the game. Now I uploaded a video about a week ago where I took a 55 overall point forward and I was drop stepping every fucking buddy. Now the guys we were playing were garbage, but it goes to show, if you have good position, you don't need Hall of Fame drop step to just straight fucking kill people. And it's not difficult to get good position. The only thing you really need is spacing from your team, and obviously the skill on how to drop step. If you're a post scorer and you got space, you can drop step easy. But the same goes for every other archetype. These clips here were done without any badges, 55 overall. In fact, even in the mixtape I did with Above Gravity, I pulled out my sharpshooter and I was trying to play like LiAngelo Ball. And so I was pulling up, doing some crazy fades and shit with and I was successful shooting high percentages. I was drop stepping people, tossing them right the fuck out the way, and all I have is bronze drop step. Now that being said, Hall of Fame isn't useless. When you have Hall of Fame drop step, there are situations where you're not in the proper position and you still get a beautiful animation. You don't get that without Hall of Fame. And so it grants you the opportunity of being out of place and still successfully executing the drop step. It's one of the best badges in the game. I just think that if you have an athletic finisher, you drop step, you can go up emphatically slamming on people because you also have contact dunk, you have max dunks and layups. And so it makes sense if you just have a bronze drop step, your athletic finisher, that you can finish with more success. Now, all you have to be in is good position. That's all it really fucking takes. So this is about the time where people let me know, agent, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe you're just trash with your post score, and because I'm dominating with my post score. I'm not saying it's not possible to dominate. You can take the worst build in the game and dominate. My 6'6 post score is an experiment build. I'm not basing everything I say here off of fucking 6'6 post score. I'm seeing, I play with Mindframe and Too Cool, and Mindframe fucking loves his post score. He's gonna disagree with me, and that's alright. It's possible to dominate here with any build in NBA 2K17. If you have the IQ, you play it right, and you got the skill, you can fucking do it. It's not hard. That being said, I think there's other builds that can perform more successfully. You can dominate with on a whole other tier if you knew how to use those. So when it comes to the post score, I'm gonna give y'all some essentials. You need to be a pretty all-around player. Post scorers, I like them because offensively, they're just so consistent. It's a beautiful thing, alright? Now, if you know how to use it especially, it's like, just throw it down to the post score, man. Let him hit it with the drop step, and usually people are gonna spam square. And that's an issue. When you're playing on the park, you can foul for fucking days and you won't foul out. So with the post score, even if you're incredibly effective, people start to spam you. And you can keep going at him if you want to, but it's gonna burn time. Are the people on your team gonna have patience, especially if you're playing with randoms? The answer is probably not. Another neat point is because there's no post fade badge, there's no massive L you take when you're going up against a paint protector or a lockdown defender, except that they can steal the ball from you when you're trying to post them up. When you're trying to post them up, there's a really good chance that they pickpocket the ball from you if you're not crafty with it and you haven't upgraded your playmaking whatsoever. So if you don't have playmaking and you're getting picked by lockdowns all the time, at that point you become useless offensively. That being said, I think if you're a post scorer, you have to max out your 3-point shot. We know that every archetype can shoot. Find yourself a good ass release. I've made videos in the past. If you missed them, I'll leave a link in the description, and replicate those releases. If you can't shoot with your post scorer, not just from mid, but from the corner and across the 3-point line, then you're tripping. Max out your 3-point shot. It makes you more versatile. You don't always have to be clogging up the paint in case you have a slasher or a playmaker or anyone else on your team who's trying to drive. The next thing is sometimes you just have to act like a magnet, alright? Post scorers, people love to double post scorers, and that's a valuable thing if you have sharpshooters around you. All you gotta do is pass it to the right player, and you're gonna be straight murdering these opponents because every time they collapse, it creates open shots. Now, I got these clips over the course of a couple hours. I went to the post every single play. They knew where I was going, and for some reason, it was still working, especially with the point forward because it has a better standing dunk. But you see these animations. That animation I just got, run that back. That animation happens way more often with Hall of Fame drop step. That's the one huge advantage a post scorer has. And so if you're living and dying for the advantage of having a drop step this fucking nasty and you can just go up straight and standing dunk, then the post scorer is your build. But for me, I don't necessarily need that advantage. I'd much rather have the ability of having an athletic finisher and going up strong as fuck after I hit the drop step. That's something I feel like the post scorers are missing. The ability to finish around the rim is aight, but next to an athletic finisher or a couple other builds that have higher verticals that are a little bit more athletic, I don't know, I just can't see myself using a post scorer in any completely serious game. That being said, it's a fun ass fucking build to play with. If you have strength and you have the ability to just go in the paint, be dreamlike up and under saucing people, it's fun. It's a fun build, and trust me, people hate it when you cooking with the post scorer. But for the people that made it this far in the video, I want to provide you with the gem, alright? If you were ever interested in what my post fade was, I tried out a fuck ton, trust me. I was trying to find a post fade release like I was trying to find a regular sharpshooter release. But I came out, for the most part, unsuccessful. I didn't find anything phenomenal. I didn't, but I found something pretty fucking good. If you haven't fucked with it, it's Fade 6. It's a beautiful one. But it also depends on your regular release. If you have a weird regular release, it's gonna affect your fade just like a moving shot would. And so just go through the jump shot videos I've done. I have, if you do it with my OG, which is James Harden release with a high school 1 base, and you have Fade 6, it is clean as fuck, man. It really feels like you're out there fading with Kobe Bryant. I found most greens with this release out of all the amounts I've tried. I've tried at least like 17 or 18, and not one of them could compete with Fade 6. We need the post fade badge back in the game. Come on now. Post scorers do not need brick walls. They need a post fade badge in their arsenal. It only makes sense, and it was in past games. On top of that, can we make the fade more fucking consistent? That's the main point of this video, is the fade. If the fade was nice with post scorers, believe me, I would not stop using them. But I'm telling you, the high post fade, I fucking love it. Some of my favorite players in the NBA pulled it off all the time, and in NBA 2K, there's just no consistent way to do it. You can hit him, but if you're consistently trying to hit him, you're just taking low percentage shots for no reason. Because around the rim, you're pretty decent when it comes to the fade, but anywhere too far, and I don't know, man. But that's my verdict on the post scorers, man. It's close to the bottom of the pack, just because there's nothing proprietary. You can do what they do with other builds, maybe not as good, but pretty fucking good. And in my opinion, I would have the badges on other builds. I prefer the badges on a slash or badges on a sharp or a shot creator more than I would on a post scorer. So I'm gonna leave it on that. In the comments, y'all don't have to agree, but let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like if y'all didn't, subscribe if you guys are new. I'm gonna catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.